Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the SaltCast. I'm your host, Alex. I'm here with Sebastian and Bert, my two co-hosts, as always.
Welcome.
Yeah. I'm actually here again, 2 episodes now in a row. So,
for the first time in months, besides pre-recordeds.
Yep. So, let's get it rolling. You guys are going to talk a little bit about Shrek 2.
Well, that's at the end.
Okay.
To begin, Bert needs to break a tiebreaker from last week because he picked an even number of quotes.
I did. My mistake.
Questions, you mean?
To be fair, it was unlikely that we would go 5-5.
That is true. There was a lot.
So,
All
Bert's going to wrap this up.
tiebreaker.
Here's the question for you guys, though, first, because there's 2 ways we can do this. We can continue turn order from last time, in which case I'll go first, or we can re-flip a coin.
Flip. I think we should flip.
All right, well, it's not a real coin. I'm going to pick a number. Bert, if it matches what you're thinking, 1 or 2, I get to go first, okay?
Why don't I just ask Siri to flip a coin?
Because I've already said, think of a number, 1 or 2. Don't say it. You got it?
Yeah.
2.
It was 1.
Damn it.
Yes. All right.
The quote is, you run around collecting butterflies and yelling at stuff.
I know it.
Collecting butterflies and yelling at stuff. What the heck? The only game I remember collecting butterflies in was like this old DS game that I used to play. It was with dogs. But I don't think that that's it.
I am pretty sure that this is wrong.
Spyro?
What'd you say?
Spyro?
No.
I
That's
thought
dragonflies. Fuck.
Yeah, well, I thought that at first too. I thought Spyro, but I think it's not butterflies. I think it's dragons, and I think it's Skyrim.
It is Skyrim.
Let's go, baby.
Dang it. I was on the right track with the dragons.
Spyro was the first thing I thought.
Threw me off, but
the yelling at things
obvious.
is what took me to Skyrim. Because when he said collect butterflies...
Aren't there collectibles? Like butterflies in the game?
They're gems.
There's like a couple jars. No, there's a jar,
really?
a couple jars with butterflies in them.
I thought the butterflies was a meme on how you collect dragon souls.
That would have been more clever, but I don't think Bert was that smart for that.
No, like a dragon's basically a butterfly. The point is, I'm a champion, and I didn't even go first. But I do think it's funny that I also... Spyro was my first thought because you do collect dragonflies, and I was like, close enough. And he shoots fire. I was like, basically yelling.
That's literally what I thought. Glad to see we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah, that was my first thing that I thought. But then I also thought, Bert has no idea what Spyro is. He thinks it's Skylanders guy.
No, I actually know what Spyro is. It's like a platformer character.
Yeah. Spyro rocks. Reignited
like Crash
trilogy.
Bandicoot.
Really good.
Or Ratchet and Clank. Clink.
Yeah, Spyro's good.
Have you guys ever played the game Wavelength?
Nope. Don't even know what that is.
Oh,
what
really?
is that?
It's like a party game. You have
Oh, a board game. Yeah, I do know what that is. Wait, I thought you were talking about a video game. I know the board game Wavelength, yes.
Oh, I didn't know it was an actual board game.
Whoa.
It was originally a board game.
But it's like you try to be psychic with like the person that you're playing with. Like,
yeah,
somebody says a one-word topic and then you both have to say the same word.
Yeah, when I was collecting board games, I actually thought about getting Wavelength, and I ended up not doing it. I guess I should have.
That could have been a cool one.
We could do that on the pod. That would be a fun one.
That is a good idea. Because we're killing time on this episode. Spoiler alert to the people. Just an idea here that I'm going to throw out live on the pod. I think we should end or start. We can figure it out later. But most pods should have a mini game section.
We need more segments like we did last time. That was fun.
Yeah. And then we can alternate. So like last time was a special one where all of us came with one. Then we can alternate so you don't have to think of a game every week. Like this week you're the game guy. This week you're the game guy. Kind of like that.
That's stressful. I'm very bad at thinking of games.
Yeah, but you have 3 weeks now.
Yeah, you just recycle your old game.
You got 3 weeks to think of a game.
You just got to change the categories.
Yeah,
you can't think of something in 3 weeks. That's crazy.
You guys ever eat the or you ever see like in the The little like coin machines where you twist and it gives you like a gumball.
Yes, I've seen a gumball machine.
Okay, I couldn't think of it. But it doesn't have gumballs and it has like those little candy bananas.
Yeah, they're called runts.
Oh, that's what they are? I'm
runts.
eating an entire bag of just the bananas.
Well, they're not always bananas.
Oh, I have just the bananas.
My man didn't know what runts are.
Do you know?
I knew what runts are, I just didn't remember.
Did you find the Tic Tacs that I threw in there?
In the bananas?
No, you had a box of candy in your room. This is just a story now, but whatever. A couple days ago, I bought a box of assorted Tic Tacs. So it was like multiple 4 or 5 flavors of Tic Tacs, and like each one is their own individual package, but it was like a bundle of different
Where'd you
flavors.
find that at?
Wait, are they in
Publix.
this box right now next to me?
I need to go.
Yeah, there's some in there, but let me finish the story. So I crushed the orange ones. Orange is my favorite Tic Tac. I ate the white
found
ones
them.
throughout the day as actual mints. Okay? I got to those, they're strawberry and cream. It's the most disgusting thing I've ever tasted, so...
Damn,
Not-
me shaking the thing.
It's not the worst
No.
thing I've ever eaten, but oh my god, it was terrible. So I threw them in your
I
box.
just put like 30 in my mouth.
That's not good. Is it bad? Because I thought it was terrible.
Just signed his
Hang on.
death warrant.
They're dissolving.
This is a live reaction.
The
It's a
red
very
ones are way
raw
worse.
Podcast
The
episode.
red ones are way worse than the white ones.
Well, there's 30
Aren't
in my
the
mouth,
red ones
so...
cinnamon?
No, because that's
They're
strawberry
definitely
and
not
cream.
cinnamon.
That's strawberry and cream, so it's red strawberry, white is cream.
Oh.
I can taste the cream, I don't like it. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I told you it was. I only put
There's
like
an
4 in my mouth.
aftertaste.
I can
and I
hear
was
them
like-
in your mouth.
This is so bad.
Wait, something's happening. They're getting like sour.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
Maybe
the
you're-
strawberry.
Sounds like it. The point is they suck.
Oh fuck, these are gross.
That's what I said, and then I disposed of them.
In your room.
Ugh. I'm just forcing myself to eat them.
Yeah, I
You're
couldn't
taking
do
poison damage while eating them.
Well, like the first time I ate them, because I had just finished crushing the orange ones, which still best flavor, Tic Tac tier list coming soon. I crushed the orange ones, and then because I was just still on a roll, I popped that one open and I just did the dump into your mouth thing, you know, like with Tic Tacs.
Just
And
like
then I
what
was
he
like,
did.
oh my god, this is terrible. Why did I not eat one?
It gets for worse the further
And then when
you
I
go.
finished it, I was like, let me now try one individual of each of the 2 that are in this because it's red and white.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I was like, yeah, red is disgusting. White is manageable, but still not good. Don't get the strawberries and cream Tic Tacs. Get orange or white.
Do you think they
Ugh,
tested the flavors before putting them out?
I don't
I
know, but
bet you they did.
I definitely wish I didn't eat that.
And I wonder how it got approved.
I'm gonna drown it out with these bananas.
You mean
A
runts?
much better flavor.
Yeah.
Anyways, off of the Tic Tacs, we should have games, is the point of this story. I don't know how we got to Tic Tacs, but... Oh, because you were talking about runts.
Yeah.
Anyways, good on news, I guess.
I have one thing.
Oh, Bert's got a story. I like story time segment.
I have, well, a new Percy Jackson book has come out, and I have since finished reading it.
Yes, you brought this up a couple weeks ago, I think.
I
But
just
you
finished
hadn't
it today.
finished
It was pretty good.
Is it better than those good live action movies?
Yeah.
Really? That's a pretty high bar.
However, I think the books are getting shorter, or my brain is just getting bigger.
I doubt that.
Because, I don't know. It was a good story. It just felt very short compared
Did
to...
it feel like a filler book?
Yeah, it does.
Was this
And it
the
was
Order
like-
of the Phoenix? Even though Order of the Phoenix is the longest one, but the movie is filler. Feels filler.
Well, I mean, it progressed like the overall story. It's just the overall, like, it feels very, like, I think it's setting up for a bigger story. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't know those books were still going. I thought it was over. So,
Yeah, so I didn't know they were going still, too.
You know what book series was like the greatest thing ever.
Magic
during,
Tree
middle
House?
school. Yes.
Those were pretty good. I read almost all of those.
I was reading I had so many of them.
I think I ended up getting your books.
There were a lot
Maybe.
of things from that period of time that I intentionally didn't read because you read them, and I was like, can't do it. So
Magic Treehouse is goated.
never read any of them.
You should read them. Like as an
I
adult.
still remember the first book. I could probably, if I found that book again and read it now,
you could probably read it in like an afternoon.
I could read in like probably 30 minutes. They're pretty short, especially the beginner ones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I reread that thing about 30 times.
Do you guys remember those?
You what?
The I Survived.
I do remember those. I didn't read them often, but they were like the thing I'd grab when we were shoved into the library in school.
Mm-hmm. That one, and then there was another series called like Survivors.
Look,
And
sorry, go.
it was kind of like it was kind of like Children of the Flies, but just not.
Talking about
Like-
Lord of the Flies?
Yeah, sorry, Lord of the Flies, but not gruesome.
What's so gruesome about Lord of the Flies? No, I'm just kidding.
I never
man,
read Lord of the
Piggy.
Flies.
It was
What?
more like
They made us
elementary
read it in
friendly.
high school, I thought.
Not me.
I had to read it my freshman year. It was all right.
I actually want to read it. I haven't read it.
What the hell? How am I the only one who's read that book? I don't even read.
I don't know. I
don't
was
know.
forced to read books in high school, but only in science class.
What did you do in English? What was the point of your English class?
English, we read our books. Actually, that's a lie. I actually
Romeo
liked the
and
books.
Juliet.
I liked the books we read in English, so I didn't actually like consider them like assigned reading.
The books I remember reading in English: Lord of the Flies, Into the Wild, terrible. Fahrenheit 451, terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Kill a Mockingbird, goated. I think that might be it, actually.
I read all of those. Those were
Yeah,
I
that
can't
would be
remember
it
what
because
books I read.
we read one a year, so that's it. And then we had we read plays, different plays and stuff. But
the plays dragged. Remember reading those?
we had to do the plays, Romeo and Juliet. We had to do it. Luckily, I was a fairy that had like 3 lines, so it's
Hell
kind of
yes.
profit. I just was up there for one scene and then didn't do anything for 2 weeks.
Nice. Bert, I have a Bidoof little Pokemon like
You mean
figure.
Bert Doof?
Yeah.
And I look at him and he reminds me of you every time I look at him.
Hey, so
Bidoof is
before-
goated.
Before we switch the topic,
you're calling me goated?
No, Bidoof.
No, just Bidoof. You just look like somebody that is goated. That doesn't mean you're goated.
But every time you look at him, you think of me.
I think, damn, this poor Bidoof. It looks like somebody who's not goated.
All right.
That's rough. Hey, since we were on the topic of books, though, I wanted to say the actual peak of children's literature is Captain Underpants.
What about Biscuit?
The heck's
What is
that?
Biscuit?
The Biscuit books? The little golden retriever puppy?
Biscuit?
Must have been past our time.
What the?
Bert's a good, how many years younger than us?
Oh, you know what? I think the image
like
looks
5?
familiar. I looked it up for me, 5 him. It looks familiar, but I don't think I read it. The Captain
Those books
Underpants
were
was
good.
peak, though, is all I'm saying. And
I liked Captain Underpants.
I only bring this up again because I think you were gone when we talked about this. Bert was here, though. They are coming out with a Dogman movie.
I did see this.
That's freaking awesome. I didn't read as
This
much
is-
Dogman as Captain Underpants. I think I read like 2 Dogmans, but
This is
I'm
a good
excited.
segue. Speaking of dogs, what'd you guys think of the picture of Crypto and Superman in Superman Legacy?
that was mine. No, I'm just kidding. He's not how I would have made him look, but I still like it.
Does it make you more hyped or less hyped to see the movie?
I was neutral. Now I'm like, oh yeah, might go see this.
I was already like, hell yeah, gonna go see this.
I
like
didn't really
Crypto.
have an opinion or expectation, but I was happy with the way he looked.
I just hope he's not Chris Pratt.
Oh my gosh.
You know,
hope he doesn't
Hollywood's number
talk.
1 voice actor these days.
Yeah, I loved him as Mario.
Yeah,
He's
and
based-
Garfield.
Crypto's based off of
The guy's
the
cat,
movie
dog.
version. Yeah,
Oh,
of
yeah.
James Gunn's dog.
Pretty cool, honestly.
Yeah, and I love the picture. Imagine just being able to go to the moon with your dog, just chill up there.
You can play tennis. Or like fetch. That's what I meant to say.
Dog
I was thinking of a tennis
the
ball.
tennis ball, yeah. I mean, if anyone could do it, it'd be Crypto.
That's
That's
another
true,
good
though.
tier list. Superhero pets.
I only know 2.
There's so many.
Well, doesn't every superhero have a pet?
Not everyone.
Or almost?
I only know Batman and Superman's. And actually,
Ace?
who is the cat that's from the show? Whose is that? His
I
name's
want
like
to say it's
Scratch or
Catwoman, but
something?
I feel like it's Green Lanterns or something. I can't remember. I don't know. But there's Ace, Crypto, the cat that we can't remember, Joker's hyenas. Doctor Strange has a ghost basset hound. That's literally the cutest thing ever. He's literally a ghost. He's sweet.
Streaky is Supergirl's cat.
Oh yeah.
He was my favorite character in that show.
Yeah, that was good. Hitmonkey, Throg, Alligator Loki.
Throg, I love Throg. Throg is not a pet though, is he? I thought he was actually Thor.
He was, but he's basically a pet now.
So then Spider-Ham, if you're just
yeah,
going by
Spider-Ham.
animals.
Spider-Ham's like on the edge though, because he talks. Although I guess Doctor Strange's Basset Hound ghost does talk.
Yeah, I guess. So anyways, unless you got more news, I got some stuff too.
The only other thing I was gonna say was about the Spider-Man thing.
Yeah, I got that, but we can do that now. Bert, have you heard the Spider-Man 2 news?
No.
Oh,
Your
it's,
DLC?
It's pretty tragic.
they
Yeah,
actually
the DLC.
confirmed that there isn't DLC.
Nice. I
That's
love
like
that.
the worst thing ever.
What's
Why
toxic
wait
about
so long?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If they did it like a month-ish after launch, it'd be like, all right, that sucks, but we move on. But like waiting a year.
Yeah, dude, if you think about it, PS5 has like no games or like no real content besides like a handful.
Yeah, like Spider-Man, God of War.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Astrobot is honestly the biggest banger of PS5.
Yeah. I don't know. It kind of sucks to be a PS5 owner, I feel like. Especially
Isn't
because
it-
most of the things that are good about PS5 are coming to PC, if not now, eventually.
That's
Speaking
true.
of that, they
Like in a
said
year, I feel like Astrobot will be on PC.
that's what I'm waiting for. I really want to play Astrobot. But speaking of things coming to PC, they said no DLC Spider-Man 2, but it's coming to PC in January. So
Yeah. Like, imagine being a PS5 owner being like, damn, good thing I bought this console to play exclusive games. Oh, wait.
For a year in advance.
yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, to be fair, same with Xbox. Like all their games go to PC day one.
Yeah. I
Really,
don't know.
like there's really no point in having a console other than just if all
Cost
your
of
friends
entry.
are on there already, or for some
can't-
reason you're just opposed to PC gaming. You know, like
Well,
some
I feel
people are
like-
just more into console.
Well, with a console gaming provides you like, or for the price you pay for a console, it would cost more to build a PC
I
that could
agree.
run the games the same way.
Yeah. Well,
And-
exception Steam Deck.
Yeah, but even then, like if you wanted to play a game 4K 60 hertz, you couldn't do that on a Steam Deck.
True.
The main reason for me to get a PC was to be able to play with like you guys, because I could never play with anybody because nobody else had a console.
Yeah,
That and mods,
And we
which
don't
we
even
still
play.
haven't taken much advantage of.
yeah. Like, but with the PC, I feel like there's a lot more options you have, but the cost of like actually being able to match consoles in terms of performance is just is pricey.
Just out the gate,
Oh,
though.
yeah.
Then after 2-3 years, your games are cheaper.
Yeah.
You're not paying for online. You're now caught up to console. You know.
Yeah,
No,
it's a better long-term investment.
Oh, I agree.
And usually you don't replace
But
your PC as
also-
often as console.
Another thing about console is it just works almost all the time.
That to me, that's the one benefit of console. There's very little like, why is this
Troubleshooting
not
needed.
launching?
Yeah.
True.
And then some people don't want to deal with when their game doesn't open or their mic doesn't connect to their game correctly. They don't want to have to go through settings and troubleshooting and Googling. They just want to play a game.
Yeah, that's
Especially because like you come home from work all day to wanting to play a game and then you have to spend half an hour getting the game to run.
That's literally what would happen to me with Helldivers. Like, you guys would be like, let's play Helldivers today. I'd be like, I don't really want to. Like, do I want to fucking try and get my controller to connect a million times?
Like it just any friction will like make people more hesitant to play games, and consoles remove a lot of that friction.
For that specifically, though, I think is why I love the Steam Deck so much. Like, I'm in love with the Steam Deck, man.
I think the Steam Deck is a great middle ground between console and PC gaming.
Yeah, I think the Steam Deck is the thing that, like, can convert console players, you know? Like, if you give someone who's a console guy a Steam Deck, boom, they might be pulled into PC gaming.
Yeah, especially because
Sorry, go.
there's a lot, like, there really is just more options with PC gaming. Like, you can do emulation, you can do, like, there's sales.
Every game is backwards compatible.
Yeah.
Like, there are games that don't exist on console these days.
Yeah, that sucks.
Like, the preservation of games and
Xbox
media.
does it pretty well, though, to be fair.
Hell, you can emulate consoles on PC. You can back up your own. You can back up the consoles you own now, and then eventually play them on your computer.
These days, it's rough to do that for Switch, though, and Nintendo's been, like, bodying everyone.
Mm-hmm. You're still allowed to like back up your own consoles.
Yeah.
It's just they're starting to lock down on the distribution of the copyrighted files.
In college, I used to emulate Pokemon games all the time and play them during class before I got a Switch.
It used to be really easy to do it on your phone. Like, you could do...
It is so much
still
easier
is.
now.
Like, you can pretty much get any Game Boy game on your phone.
You can install the Delta emulator app from the App Store now.
Yeah. And, like...
And then you just...
Sorry.
No, and then you can just have, like, if you have ISO files, you just upload them to your phone, and then there you go.
Yeah, like, I set up my Steam Deck a few months ago for emulation. Like, I fully got the GameCube emulator set up, the DS one, PlayStation 2, Xbox 360. I was Game Boy. I was, like, crushing Mario Superstar, or Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, Godzilla Destroy All Monsters, Skate 3. Like,
Mario Sunshine.
I also, yes, Mario Sunshine. Like, I was just crushing these games on my Steam Deck, and I loved it. Like, it's so fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Steam Deck, actually, there was a thing that Valve put out yesterday that, honestly, I was like, it's a pretty good post. I respect that about the Steam Deck. So, because there's been a lot of talk, like, about the new Switch, everyone's like, the new Switch is coming. It's just around the corner, you know? I guess just because it's... Even though I don't really see them in the same market, everyone's also like, is there a Steam Deck 2 coming?
Yeah, it is a handheld gaming console. Like, if you want to chop it up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that, but, like, to me, it's like Nintendo and PC are so different, you know? Like, especially because, like, really the point of Nintendo consoles is Nintendo games, not because you're like, love that console, you know?
Yeah, but you also have to think about, like, the fact that, like, you want to play games on the go. There's only so many options, and up until recently, there was only Nintendo products as your options, but now there's this third, or there's this second option.
That is
almost
true, yeah.
every console.
PlayStation tried to do it with, like, the PS Vita and stuff.
Yeah,
Actually,
or the stream.
The PSP popped off before the DS. The PSP was very successful. The
Yeah, they
DS
just forgot
still
about it.
crushed the freaking mobile games. Like, to this day, I think the DS is still probably my favorite mobile console.
Because short of, like, mobile, like, because, like, mobile gaming, you had
It's just
the gaming laptops.
microtransaction fold.
Well, no, like, there's no, like, gaming
I'm talking
on the
about
go.
on the phone.
Yeah, you had that, which is just filled with microtransactions or just our time wasters.
Yeah, and then
you have
besides
your
that,
laptops that are like basically bricks that you have an hour of battery life. Or you
Yeah.
had Nintendo products that were decent
Good.
games that were just good.
yeah,
But now
pretty
the
much.
Steam Deck and stuff, it opened this whole can of worms.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially now that you can play Nintendo games on the Steam Deck plus other games, it's like
That's true. What I was saying though was, so because like all the talk about the new Switch, people were asking Valve like, when's the Steam Deck 2? And the Steam Deck OLED released not even a year ago. So they put out something that, tell me what you guys think. I'll read it to you, but I personally am a fan of what they said here because I agree with them, and the best example I can think of is the iPhone when relating to this, but their quote was that this right here: it's not really fair to your customers to create yearly iterations of something like the Steam Deck instead of waiting for a generational leap in computing power without sacrificing battery life. Basically, we don't want to make people buy shit every year for what is not really a noticeable extension, you know?
That's respectable.
we're going to wait for a good integrated GPU, CPU to come out with good battery life, and then we'll upgrade the Steam Deck.
Yeah, I mean, for the Switch, totally makes sense. Switch is old as shit. But the last Steam Deck came out 11 months ago, almost 12 months ago, I think. Like, it doesn't need one.
Like,
and that's
to the Steam Deck's credit. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, like, that fucking sucks if you have to buy a $700 Steam Deck every year.
Mm-hmm. Well, like, I know there's other more powerful, like, handheld consoles.
Yeah, like the ROG Ally.
Mm-hmm. But
man, SteamOS is just peak, honestly.
And you can load SteamOS on that. But like, I was playing a game that, like, to be fair, it was completely maxed out on my computer, and I have an i9 99K, and my CPU is the bottleneck. But I was running a game, 60 FPS, played it on the Steam Deck. I had to lower settings, yes, but I was able to run the game at like 45 FPS, which for a game that came out this year that was completely maxing out my PC, like, it's still like, it runs.
Yeah, it's
like, I can't complain.
I think the Steam Deck makes the most of what it has compared to like the other copies of it that are coming out.
And then it feels the best. Like the other ones, like I've seen the other ones. I've seen them with
the other
SteamOS.
ones. They feel clunky. Cheap. And you also get like those, like I feel like on the Steam Deck you don't get that troubleshooting that PC usually comes with, whereas on those other like knockoff ones, not knockoff, they're like actual companies, but they're clearly just trying to make the next Steam Deck.
Inspired by.
Yeah, like with those you always get something weird happening because they're with Windows usually. And
I think that shows a lot about Valve, because Valve, like, I'm thinking back to like their old hardwares, like
even the controller. I hated the controller.
So I have the Valve Index, like their VR headset, and like the controller is built very well. Everything is built well. Like Valve has such a good job at like their products, like their physical construction.
You know what else I love about specifically their physical products? That the Steam Deck is literally, you probably won't understand this because you're not a Steam guy, just me and Bert here really, but I don't know if you've kept up with Steam's physical products, but over like Steam the last remote? 15 years, they have like every 3 to 5 years they put out a physical product and it flops, usually is what happens. They had the Steam controller, they had the, what was it called? The Steam Machine, I think it was called. I think it was called the Steam Machine.
Yeah, it was. Like their little console that right?
So they put out these things and they usually flop. But the Steam Deck is literally the combination of those things. Like the Steam controller, everyone was like, oh, I mean, it's kind of lame, but the trackpads are cool. And the Steam Deck trackpads freaking rock. It's right off the controller. They took that from the controller. The only good thing about that controller.
It was cool how they emulated keyboards with the controller.
And the paddles. They kept the paddles from the controller. That's on the Steam Deck. They took the good parts of the controller, slapped it on the Steam Deck. The Steam Machine, the point of it was you could stream. Like, you plug it into a TV, and if your PC is on the same network, you could play your games on that TV, but it fucking sucked. I stream games to my Steam Deck all the time, and it lets, like, pretty much no lag or anything, and that's how I can, like, if I want to play an actual like newer AAA game like Baldur's Gate or something on my Steam
That's
Deck,
smart.
I stream it because then you get good performance. And it fucking
Yeah.
works perfectly. Yeah,
It's like it's just the accumulation of all their ideas.
yeah, it's like all their flops in the last 15 years were like thrown into the Steam Deck, but actually good.
Now that makes you wonder if like they almost like were planning it out in a way. They were like thinking like we like ultimately this is what we want. This is what we need to do to like to build it, and then they were using each step along the way to like refine it and smooth
Yeah, I
the
don't
kinks out.
All I know is
Maybe.
I love the Steam Deck. It's so freaking cool. And like, let's say you're not streaming games onto it, right? And like, I don't do it that much, honestly, anyways. Like, when I do it, it's when I'm playing those big AAA games. But like, anything besides that, you don't need to because it's good enough on its own.
It's god tier with indie games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you know what to use the Steam Deck for, it's the best. Like, use it for AAA games older than like 3 or 4 years. You're good.
And honestly,
Or
you know
any
what you
indie
prefer?
game.
I catch myself preferring to play games on the Steam Deck over my computer.
I do that all the time, yeah. Like, I have been crushing Super Mega Baseball 4. I recently got into that again, and I just play it on my Steam Deck all the time. Like, I'll, even in my room next to my PC, just laying in my bed and playing on the Steam Deck instead.
Yeah, like sometimes when I'm home and I don't have my computer with me, I'll play game like, or even when I'm here at school, I'll play games and then like just fall asleep with my Steam Deck in my hand or like next to my bed.
Yeah, it's just like, because it's easier, you know? Like, do I want to turn my PC on, sit down, strap myself into the headset?
Especially because like you have a long day and you have to sit in it. Like, you've been sitting in chairs all day and you just want to lay down.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just
Also, the Steam Deck lets me play games. Like, I get games sometimes that I would have never gotten, like, otherwise. Like, I played, I think I told you guys last time, Cleo. That was a game I bought because I was like, this looks like it'd be pretty fun on the Steam Deck. Freaking awesome. I loved it, crushed it. There's a tons of, like, Vampire Survivor, same thing. Like, I never would have got that just for my PC, but I got it because of my Steam Deck. Crushed that game. I love that game
all the time. I play that game during class. It's kind of bad.
Like, there's games that I never would have played if I didn't have a Steam Deck. And I love the Steam Deck. Big recommend. It basically makes me game like 50% more, and of that 50% more gaming, probably the majority of it, 80-90% of it, is games that I never would have played otherwise.
Yeah, it's a great way to like, at least for me, I have a hard time starting new games. It's a good way for me to start games because I'll start them on the Steam Deck, like get through the intro and the character creation, whatever, and then I'll get invested in the story and then want to go play on my actual computer.
That's another huge thing I love about the Steam Deck, that I can freaking crush a game on the Steam Deck and play on my computer, like, with no additional steps. Like, I just launch the game and it's right where I was on my Steam Deck, you know?
Valve did, and that's like, again, they had their cloud syncing services.
Exactly, yeah.
And especially because I feel like, going back to like, this is all a plan. Like, they had the money because they were still making money from the Steam transactions in their marketplace.
Yeah.
So they were able to afford to take risks and do dumb things and invest a lot of money into manufacturing hardware.
Yeah, that's another thing too about the Steam Deck. There's just so many. Like, if you're already a PC gamer, the fact that you buy one and just out the gate you have
your entire
library you could just play, like, it's awesome, you know?
Yeah, like, that's like one of the worst things about switching between like consoles is having to like buy games, or you know what I'm trying to say, like double buy games.
I have like 300 games on Steam. I bought a Steam Deck. I didn't need to buy a single game. I just dug into the games. Stuff I never played.
Yeah.
It rocks. Get a Steam Deck.
And they did a lot for the Linux operating system.
That's true.
In terms of usability and popularity.
Specifically for gaming, because now games like try to actually be playable on Linux, so they work better on Steam Deck. I know they do their whole Proton thing, but people actually do try to make it work on Linux now, which is not the case 3 years ago.
Yeah, and I really do think Linux is going to be important in the coming years. This is in terms of competition, because I feel like Microsoft needs that.
Maybe. We'll see. Off of the topic of the Steam Deck, though, because we got to actually include them in something. Have you guys seen the Hogwarts Legacy announcement?
No, but I'm interested.
No.
They announced DLC, unlike Spider-Man.
Really?
Oh, wow, that was surprising.
Yeah.
Is it free?
No, probably not. Well, I don't know for sure, but I don't think so.
Did you guys see the Quidditch game thing?
I did. I heard it was actually decent. I haven't played it, though.
We should play that.
I heard it was okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what I heard too. But I think it could be fun.
I would want to try it before I bought it.
So what's this Hogwarts Legacy DLC thing?
So there's not much news about it. It's just that it was going to exist. And apparently it's going to be somewhere in the 10 to 15 hours of content range.
That is very exciting. I'm so happy.
Is this like for sure confirmed?
Yeah. They said it themselves. They're moving forward with some Hogwarts Legacy DLC.
I love
That's
that
huge.
game.
I've never beaten it, so maybe I'll start hopping back on it. It could be a
That
decent
was a
Steam
game
Deck game. I played
where
most of what I've played on the Steam Deck. So.
Where I actually like got all the collectibles and like did everything.
That's a big thing for Bert.
It is.
That is a big thing.
I got the cool house robe that you get from collecting all the coins. What a pain in the ass.
I honestly was not expecting DLC for this game, to be honest.
Neither
I
was I.
wasn't either. I wonder what they're gonna do.
Yeah,
I wonder if they'll do a sequel.
They probably will eventually. But as far as I know, there's no words of a sequel yet.
Yeah, I should pick that game back up.
Oh, I have some news actually that I just thought of.
Go for it. I got a couple more things, but we can rotate.
Did you guys hear that the Blade movie was taken off of the Marvel calendar for 2025?
No.
What? Why?
It's in development hell right now, apparently.
Ugh.
They've changed writers, directors. They've changed the script a ton of times. It's starting to look like it's never going to get made.
Dude, I like the Blade movies too.
Yeah, and I like Mahershala Ali, the person they casted as Blade.
There's only one Blade. And it's him.
Wesley Snipes.
I actually haven't seen any of the Blade movies, so I'm not sure.
The first
should
two
see
are
them.
good.
Yeah, the third one was kind of...
Third one has Ryan Reynolds in it, and he sucks.
Hey, speaking of things that suck, though, have you guys seen the Nintendo alarm clock announcement?
Yeah, actually, that thing looks terrible.
It watches you sleep, and you turn it off by standing up.
Yeah, it tracks your movement, and it needs to be connected to Wi-Fi.
And apparently they're selling DLC for it.
Yeah.
And you can only buy it if you have a Nintendo Online subscription.
I have that.
You can buy it. Congrats. Nintendo can spy on you in your sleep.
Good job. You pay money, you can now pay more.
Sweet.
It was funny when they announced that because, like, there was, like, all these rumors going around. Everyone's like, they're going to do a Nintendo hardware announcement, the Switch 2 announcement. It's coming.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that,
and then
actually.
it was the Nintendo alarm clock, and everyone was like, God damn it. I'm glad that I'm not a huge Nintendo guy. Like, I like it. It's cool, but some people are, like, I feel like we miss, like, people don't realize, but there's a huge section of gamers that are 100% Nintendo only.
Yeah, like they're diehard Nintendo fans.
Yeah, like I said, it's crazy. I mean, I like some Nintendo games, but my Switch, I never use. Like,
yeah, my Switch sits on my desk untouched.
The only
Just
things that would
collecting
get
ducks.
me to hop on Switch would be back in the day if I was traveling and the Switch was the only option, but these days I'd take the Steam Deck. So these days it would be like a new Mario game, maybe a new Kirby game. That might be it, honestly, for me.
I use the Switch a lot just because I like the Nintendo games and I like Pokemon, so I like to play
Speaking of Mario games, did you see that Mario Jamboree came out?
Mario Party Jamboree, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was alright.
Yeah, I'm thinking about picking it up.
I am a big fan of Mario Party, so I might get it too. It's just like the thing that sucks about Mario Party is that like it's lame to play alone, so I don't want to buy a game and never get to play it, you know?
We could buy the subscription and play together.
We could, but I also hate online subscriptions. I mean, I guess I'd do it for a couple months maybe until we're bored of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd consider it. I do like Mario
We'll think
Party.
about it.
we got to do this week.
Talk about it a bit on the pod.
We do have to see Venom. Damn, maybe on the weekend. Because I have something? I feel like I had to do something on Friday. I guess I'll figure out when someone tells me that I missed it.
But Venom on either when it comes out on Thursday or this weekend. We should go see it.
I would rather see it Friday or weekend because I don't like the movies in the week.
We can talk about it on next week's pod.
Saturday.
Yo, also, just throwing this out here because it'll hopefully lock us into it. We're going to have to bank some episodes for December. I'm voting on Captain Underpants movie for one of them.
That's a thing.
I'm okay with that.
You haven't seen the Captain Underpants movie? It freaking rocks.
That movie's great.
So. It's so good. What?
It's such a faithful adaptation.
Yeah, they have
like it's better than the Percy Jackson movies.
That's crazy. It came out like 2017, something like that.
Yeah, I don't think I watched it.
It's so good. Oh my god, we're definitely doing it now. If
yeah,
you haven't even seen
it's locked in.
Yeah, that's locked in. That's one of our banked December episodes now.
Okay.
And we'll get ready for Dog Man.
Yeah. What other news do you have? Anything?
Yeah, actually. Have you guys seen, this might be crazy, but have you heard of Mini Royale?
No.
Nope.
Okay, I'm not a Battle Royale fan, but this looks kind of cool. Bert, give me a quick Google search, Mini Royale, and tell me what you see. Tell me what you see when you look that up, because it looks cool.
I see. Why do I see the? Oh! I do know this game. Okay, I see Toy Soldiers.
Yeah, it's a classic Toy Soldiers battle royale in like a bedroom of play toys.
I watched this game get developed on TikTok.
This game looks pretty sick, honestly. Like, I hate battle royale games, but if this game's free, I would try it.
I might have to try it.
Just thought it was a funny thing. Next news, also kind of small, but could be cool if you're into this. There's a new Monopoly video game, out. Came out last week, I think. You guys seen that?
No,
but I love Monopoly.
I hate Monopoly, but I like hating it. So, if that makes any sense. Like, I like playing it because I don't like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I actually, in general, for a game like Monopoly at least, prefer digital ones. I feel like it makes the game go way faster.
I think so too. And plus there's less, you don't actually have to know the rules.
Yeah. And you don't have to pay attention as much.
There's no arguing.
And oh my god, I feel like Monopoly is the king of, is it my turn? Pay attention. Yes, it's your turn. In Monopoly Online, if they don't do their turn, it auto rolls.
True.
But new Monopoly game, kind of interesting. I don't know if it's any good, but we'll see. I wouldn't mind trying it out if it's $30 or less. I'm not trying to pay $60 for Monopoly digital. The big news of gaming though this week, guys, have you seen the new Destiny announcement? Bert, you're a big Destiny guy.
No, I'm not. I stopped caring about that game.
There's a new Destiny coming out.
Wow.
Bert
Yay.
cares now.
That's big news,
don't.
Bert.
I'm just sad.
And guess what?
Huh.
It's Destiny Mobile from the developers of Diablo Immortal.
Oh, yay.
You guys remember the whole Diablo Immortal controversy thing? Where
I do, actually.
Have you ever seen that? Or is that
No.
like more of a piece? You haven't seen the... This was like the biggest freaking cringe moment I've ever seen. So at BlizzCon, Blizzard's like yearly convention, they're like, we're announcing a new Diablo game. Everyone's like, no shit, it's been fucking 10 years or some shit since Diablo. I can't believe it, a new Diablo game. And they're like, Diablo Immortal. And then everyone instantly stopped clapping and started booing.
I saw that.
Like,
that was awesome.
While they were presenting. And the guy goes, why are you upset? Do you not have phones? That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, when
That
the game came out,
sucks.
it was almost it was actually pay to win.
And they were
Pay
like,
to play,
they
one
were
of the
like
two.
asking questions. Some guys like, so is this just a mobile game? No PC Diablo? And they're like, no, it's just mobile. The whole crowd boos again. Some other guy comes up to ask a question. He's like, is this a out of season April Fool's joke? And the crowd went crazy. Like, they got roasted so hard. The do you not have phones meme is like one of the biggest Blizzard like trolls of all time. How do you say that to a whole crowd of disappointed people at your game? Do you not have phones?
Dang.
It was
Just
a
not
crazy
knowing
thing.
what your audience wants.
Yeah, so basically those guys are making a Destiny game for mobile now.
Wow.
That kind of makes me happy.
What, that it'll probably make millions of dollars because mobile games somehow always succeed?
That only the truly terrible Destiny players will continue spending money on it.
Yeah. It is unfortunate,
Because
but do you not have a
large
phone?
amount
Just
of people
play it,
will
you know?
probably move on from the franchise from this, which is sad to say because Destiny at its peak was super fun.
I still
Like, I
think
had
its
some good
gameplay
nights.
itself is solid. Like, if it didn't have the whole, like, at least for me, right? Like, I went and tried to play Destiny multiple times. I played Destiny 2 on launch, and I actually did enjoy it, but then I beat it and there was nothing to do. Then I came back, like, years later, and there was so much to do, but you could only start at, like, story 5, and I'm like, well, what if I want to start at the beginning? No, we don't have that in the game anymore. I'm like,
It's sunsetted. It doesn't exist
like,
anymore.
I have no idea what's going on now. Like, it's just impossible.
Yeah.
Unless you played every day since launch, you just don't get to know the lore.
And I was fortunate enough to play like before they started to like I was able to play from the beginning and play all the campaigns and stuff. And it was fun. Like I've had some good moments with the boys staying up super late trying to do a raid and getting mad because we're stuck at a puzzle or on a boss or something. Or, you know, getting mad in Crucible or doing Trials of Osiris and going flawless. Like it was fun. But at the same time, that game just slowly became just a money pit.
Right. It sucks
And, like-
too because the game, like I said, the actual gameplay, solid.
Yeah, and like as a shooter, it felt good. Like I have sense to find a PC like shooter that feels as good as Destiny 2.
I mean, like I've
Like
always
Halo
thought in my
It's a
mind.
good shooter, but it doesn't feel as good as Destiny.
Yeah, but keep in mind, compare Destiny to the original Halos, right? I think that Destiny is literally, in terms of mechanics, that's obviously it's Bungie still. Like that is the
Yeah.
expansion of Halo Reach. Like it.
No, it
that's
definitely
where
is.
Halo should have gone instead of where it went.
Yeah. Because
Like-
Destiny's gunplay, it feels good. Like the guns feel good.
That's
to
what I'm
use.
saying. It's literally how Halo should have gone, but instead we got jetpacks and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Unfortunate. That wraps up all
And
my news except for one thing.
My favorite.
Are you guys going to
Destiny
play Black
moment.
Ops 6 this weekend?
Nope.
No. I'll probably wait until hear if the game's good or not, and then see some zombie gameplay. And wait to
I'll
buy
tell
it.
you, I'm playing it this weekend because I get it for free on Game Pass.
The last Call of Duty I played was World War II.
Dang, that was like 6 years ago.
Yeah. I bought the Modern Warfare 2 remake, never launched it, and then refunded it.
Good choice.
So, yeah, it's been
Bert,
a very long time.
I have some news for you. My fly traps came in the other day.
Oh, how are they?
They're okay. Most of their traps are dead, but I think that they're gonna spring back. I'm not sure yet.
Probably has to acclimate to its environment.
Probably. They're in dormancy right now, so
I was gonna say.
Yeah, so they are small and storing their energy. So I'm hoping now, in the next few days, maybe a week or so, they'll spring back and start forming new traps and getting bigger.
Hell yeah.
You think
Bert
maybe
loves
it's
traps.
dormant is because it's brown or whatever?
Well, when they go dormant, they just get a lot smaller and most of their traps die off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I just
makes
planted
sense.
the flytrap seeds that I got. So I just
that'll be
planted those. They
Those would be
should
cool
start to
monitor and
sprout
track.
in about 15 days.
That
How do you
fast?
feed
Wow, I didn't know
those?
it was that fast.
Feed what? The Venus flytraps?
The sprouts.
Well, they don't eat anything because they don't have traps developed yet, but
When
They
they'll
just-
just develop traps and then you'll just
yeah.
feed it once
But a
you...
flytrap can survive without eating anything.
How does it get like any nutrient?
Well, it's the same as any kind of plant. Like, as long as it has sunlight and water, it can still survive.
Oh, it just won't
Supplementing
thrive.
it with flies and stuff just makes it grow bigger. But it'll still live without any, if it never got flies.
Okay.
Yeah.
To switch, I mean, that's also cool, but to switch to good news on the gaming front, Ninja Turtles games have been popping off. Have you guys heard anything about that?
No.
So, Bert, tell me this, though. Have you ever played a Persona game?
No.
Damn. So you won't understand this. Okay, well, 2 Ninja Turtles games have come out recently. One came out, I think, 2 or 3 days ago. And the other one came out, I think, a couple months ago, but it comes out on Friday on PC. So I haven't played it. But the one that already came out on Switch and comes out on Friday, people say this is the greatest Ninja Turtles game ever made. Which is pretty impressive considering the 2003 tie-in games were actually really good. And also Shredder's Revenge that came out last year was also really good. And people are saying this might be the best one ever.
It's a bold statement.
Yeah, so hear me out on this one because I hope I know, but it's a Ninja Turtles roguelike. People are saying that it's Hades, but Ninja Turtles skinned. You familiar with Hades?
I haven't played it, but I do know the genre you're talking about, like Enter the Gungeon, sort of.
Even Vampire Survivors a roguelike.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Like, yeah, I get it.
it's that kind of game. It's
That would be...
apparently it's
Cool,
really good
actually.
is what everyone's saying. So I probably
I'll
will
probably
try
end
it
up
out
buying it.
when it comes out.
Let me know. Let me know if I should pick it up or not.
I mean, like, reviews are out. It's been on Switch for a month or so, and everyone's like, it fucking rocks. I'm going to try
Yeah, I
it
want
out
your
on
opinion.
when it releases, maybe a little bit after, because Sonic Shadow Generations came out today, and I haven't played it, so I'll probably, once I beat that, then get that, you know?
Yeah. You have a backlog right now.
But I'm excited for that, because I like Ninja Turtles. Apparently that game rocks, so that's cool. Other Ninja Turtles
yeah.
game came out yesterday, or maybe 2 days ago, called Mutants Unleashed. Oh, just by the way, the apparently God tier one is called Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate. Also, apparently it's got a killer story. People are saying that it's one of the better Ninja Turtle stories outside of comic books. It might be one of the best. So that's cool, I think. But to get to the other one that is released is called Mutants Unleashed. And what that one is it's like Persona, which if you don't know much about Persona, but to me that's really cool. I don't play Personas, but I know how they are. The way Persona games work is like you have these missions that you do, which are like your normal Ninja Turtles missions. You know, you go into a level and beat things up. But then between missions, they like live their everyday lives and like walk around their lair in town, and you increase your relationship status with different people and things like that. So it's like cool. A slice of life action game almost, if that makes any sense.
It does.
Apparently that one is not as good as the one that I mentioned earlier, but people are like, yeah, it's good, you know, like it's a solid game. Not amazing,
it's worth
but
playing.
It's a solid game, you know?
Yeah.
So I will honestly probably try out both of them. I'll throw them on the Steam Deck. They look like good Steam Deck games. That's probably where I'll play them. Either way, though, I'm not going to get to either of them until I finish Shadow's section of the Sonic Shadow Generations, because I haven't played that. I really like Sonic Generations, and Shadow is my favorite character. Sonic movie's coming out in 2 months, a month and a half actually, because October's almost over. I'm really excited. That is my news. That wraps up everything. Besides, Bert wanted to talk about Shrek 3.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Shrek 3? Because this was my first time.
I don't know. I can't remember.
I saw it a long time ago.
I want to say that I was getting it.
Are we going to do a fourth one? There is a fourth Shrek.
If you want, we can. Yeah, we can throw it at the end of an episode. Okay, so I've known the general opinion of Shrek, okay? Everyone loves Shrek 1 and 2, but for some reason everyone thinks 1 is peak, even though 2 is way better. And everyone says 3 is trash. But
I think 3 is good.
Yeah, I thought 3 was all right. I don't think it's better than the first two, either one of them, but I think it's about on the same level as 1.
Yeah, like I didn't think it was a cinema peak, but I thought, yeah, it was on par with 1 at the least.
The only thing I can say about it is there is a bunch of times where I feel like they ruin a moment that could be cool with a dumb joke that doesn't hit, like the dad dying. How he dies like a million times.
The one funny thing was the hard cut from like when Shrek got interrupted and he's like, what, someone better be dying, and then it hard cut to the dad being like, that was I'm funny, dying.
But him not dying 20 times ruined the moment.
Yeah, that was a little drawn out.
Also,
and another
shocked no one said he croaked. I was thinking that the whole time. I was like, they're gonna say it. They did not say it. He's a frog. He died. Why did they not say it?
I thought they were gonna say it too. One thing that I thought was cool is, I don't know if you noticed, but when the bandits were attacking Shrek and Arthur, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, the one that had a peg leg, when he landed in the dirt, his leg got stuck.
I did not notice that, but that's pretty cool.
Like, the movie has such good little details.
There are some funny jokes too. Like, same thing. The whatever the town is called that they go and get Arthur from, like the school thing.
Like high school?
Yeah, the references are all super funny, I still think, just like the other in Shrek 2.
Like, they do a good job with the joke. And then even like the opening with like Prince Charming, and then how Shrek is more like funny than
more popular.
Like how in the beginning of the movie it was like
basically the
mascot. End. Yeah, it was basically the end. It was so good.
Even the tower.
Yeah, the tower, and he died the same way.
Yeah, they spoil the end with the beginning, which honestly I just noticed when we were talking about it right now, and I think that's really cool.
It is so cool.
Yeah, I think like really what it comes down to is just less jokes hit than the other movies.
And how Prince Charming's like changing room is just in an alley.
That is funny, yeah.
Like it's just behind the building.
I also liked the scene where they're like around the fire and like everyone lies pretty much, and then Charming's like, yeah, here's what I see, and then it cuts to them and they're all looking at him like, damn, that's awkward.
Yeah. That was pretty good.
And I think this one actually is probably the most like wholesome, you know, like there's actual emotion in it compared to the other ones. I mean, 2 had it too, but I think this one has it a little bit better with like Shrek and Arthur.
Yeah, I think so. And it's kind of cool. I don't know. I just thought it was a cool movie.
I think like the parts where it fails, like the reason people are like it's not that good, is because like I said, there's a couple of jokes that don't hit, and the action is not as good as 2. But like if this was before 2, I think people would say it was good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably.
but coming off of Shrek 2, peak, you're
But,
like
they even did a
this is
good
alright.
job continuing the story.
I think so too, yeah. It's just
Like,
hard to follow up that ending action scene of Shrek 2, you
It
know?
is. It really is.
But yeah, I liked it. It was good. Nothing crazy. I would probably honestly put it just equal with 1 at a 6 for me.
Yeah, I'd say, honestly, I'm going to say 6.5, 7.
Okay. Shrek
Just
3.
because this one feels a bit more original compared to the first. Like, the first one
That's
feels
true.
very cookie
That's
cutter.
true. It is
This
more
one
original.
stands on its own very well.
It's
Or
just
at least
like,
not on its own, but it belongs in the Shrek world.
yeah, I think, like I said, man, the thing for me is like there were jokes that I cringed at. Like I was like, oh my god, that did not
some of them
happen to
did
me in
not
the other
hit.
2 movies.
That's fair.
Yeah, but
Okay.
overall,
Well,
you're good. That wraps
I
up
think that's it.
the Shrek trilogy.
And that wraps up the pod. So, I think
Hell
that's
yeah.
Thanks
everything.
for listening.
What?
Thanks for listening, guys.
Oh,
So-
yeah. Thanks for listening, and we'll see everybody next time.
Keep it salty.